make an opening remark, and then we'll go ahead and take questions from the group.
Yeah, I'll start off saying, really just grateful for you guys hanging around here today. I know it's late in the day and I'm last here, but really appreciate what you guys do for the Big 12, and certainly those of you that cover our program, what you do for Iowa State football. Really on behalf of Iowa State University and our football program, I am honored to be here. We've got 4 great young men that have come with us, 4 fantastic seniors that I brought with me today, and I would like to talk just a little bit about these 4 guys because I think they've been pillars of excellence within our football program. 2 of them on defense. First is senior defensive tackle J.R. Singleton, who is a 5th-year senior in our football program and has really just been a phenomenal young man that's had great success within our program, a great senior starter for us. And then a senior middle safety for us in Bo Frailer. Bo's a young man that was a junior captain a year ago, and what I would deem as one of the young men that has given our football program and certainly our defense a warrior spirit in terms of how he goes about his business and certainly what he stood for. And then on the offensive side of the football, we're really grateful to have 2 great receivers, 2 senior receivers here that are representing our program. First is Jaden Higgins, a 6'4", big outside wide receiver, a young man that really the second half of the season I thought was maybe as special as any receiver in college football, really played great football for us. And then also senior, again, junior captain a year ago in Jalen Knoll. And Jalen, much like Bo, a young man that has been a 4-year starter in our program, a guy that exudes a standard of excellence in every single thing he does. And so really proud of the young men that I brought with me today. Really proud of our football team coming back. There's a group of 18 seniors that have led the way since January. They've been phenomenal in their approach to our football program. Really took a lot of confidence from last year's football season, spearheaded into the offseason this year, and really our focus has been really our best becoming the standard. And I think when you have so many guys that have coming back, that have played football in our football program, learning how to be your best in everything you do as you prepare for the season, to have great confidence going into the fall is really special, and this group has been nothing short of exceptional in what they've done. So excited about our football team and look forward to answering any questions you would have for me.
Okay, ask a question, raise your hand. We'll get you a handheld microphone. We'll stay here on the right-hand side, row 1, right in the first seat.
Kenneth Berry, Touchdowns and Tangents. Coach Campbell, you've been obviously really close with these Iowa State teams, especially even going back before Purdy, but you've been very close. What do you feel like this team needs to do to get over the hump? And as far as just building out, the program and the future of it, how secure do you feel about your future at Iowa State?
Yeah, it's been an unbelievable ride here. This going into my 9th football season here at Iowa State. The first part of that question I would say is, not only close. I mean, we've been there. We've been able to get to the Big 12 championship game. We've been able to win the regular season conference, and we've been really close in a lot of other seasons. And I think as our young team coming off a rough year in 2022, and the way our team and football program responded last year, it was really fun to watch this football team come back to really the standard of who we are and what we've been, and what we've been has been really special. So, from that point, really excited. And then, the future of it, you almost take every season one day at a time, and one opportunity at a time. Like I said at the beginning of this, just really grateful to be at one place for 9 football seasons and the ability to lead something that I think has stood for something that's really special right now in the college football.
We'll go to the left side, row 3 in the middle.
Hey, Matt, Colin Wilson with the Action Network. As much as I wanted to ask you about your tight ends a 3rd year in a row, you had a top 15 rank in rush explosives and pass explosives. Iowa State's always a move the chain success rate animal. Where did the explosiveness come from? Will we see it again?
Yeah, well, I think the explosiveness comes when you have explosive players, and again, you went into last season so young that even you saying that stat would have shocked me a year ago just because you didn't know who we were. You knew we had really talented young players. How fast could they mature? But when you talk about, certainly the play of the true freshman tailback a year ago in Abu Sama and what he did, there was another true freshman, Carson Hansen. Both those guys kind of took the bulk load of snaps at the tailback position. We're able to create explosive plays. And then you look at the receiver position and what Jaden Higgins became through the entirety of last football season. By the end of the season, really being a dynamic playmaker, and you were able to couple him with Jalen Knoll. And then you talk about the true freshman tight end, Ben Bramer, who we feel like has got a chance to be as special as anybody. And then you put that around Rocco Beck and watch what he evolved into from where he was as a redshirt freshman, kind of forced into the starting position, to, man, by the midpoint of the season, this guy's got a chance to be really special, and this guy's got a chance to be dynamic in his ability to be a great facilitator of the football to those guys. That's really what occurred last season, and obviously, yeah, you want to see that continue to grow forward. And I think when you have those players, and some of those players being so young, to see now them grow into their position, it's going to be really fun to watch this fall.
Okay, we'll go to the right side, row 2, second seat in.
Neil Meyer with the Front Office News. Coach Campbell, you have a great relationship with a guy like Scott Satterfield and Tyson Veit, who recently came to Cincinnati. Walk us through what that process was like and your relationship with both of them and how that move came about.
Yeah, I would just say for me, one of the responsibilities that I feel like as a head football coach is not just to your players and getting them to reach their full potential and be their best, but I feel like it's equally my responsibility of our staff members and continuing to help them get to their goals and aspirations. And Tyson was such a great anchor for us defensively at Iowa State and what we became and what we've been able to do. Tyson's been with me for 9 years, our 9 years at Iowa State, and then prior to that was with us for the 3 years at Toledo. And obviously Scott and I were together at the University of Toledo, and I just felt like, number one, close to home, back home for Tyson. Number two, obviously the utmost respect for the Cincinnati football program. And then number three, the utmost respect for Scott. It just felt like it was a great opportunity to maybe at least help bridge that gap. Tyson, to his credit, did a great job interviewing for the job, and Scott, I think, made a great hire. I think they're going to make a great team together for sure.
We'll stay on the right side, third row.
Hey, Coach. Payne Blazevich, 24/7 Sports. In his first season as a starter, Rocco Beck surpassed expectations. How do you see his trajectory moving forward, and where can he continue to rise as he heads into his second season as a starter?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for Rocco is, when you finally have videotape of yourself in game action, to be able to go back and, as an individual and collectively as a coaching staff, go back and really work through, man, what went really well, man, where are you really having success, and how do we grow forward? And again, to me, that is the great reward of coaching, and that's the great reward of playing, is you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And to me, it's a confidence factor, I think, of playing in those big game moments and being the guy with the ball in the hand, making all those decisions. And I think what you saw really from the midpoint season on, this guy just start to really flourish and have comfortability in the role of being the starting quarterback. And then I think the other thing is really just the ability to do the common things in an uncommon way. Sometimes I think we get so enamored in all the other things, but man, taking care of the football, distributing the ball where it needs to go based on what the coverage dictates, man, in those critical moments, can you be flawless in execution? I think some of those things are what you hope is the next step for Rocco, from going from a redshirt freshman to going into a redshirt sophomore season.
We'll go far back side, or far right side over here in the middle, far back.
Coach Campbell, Alex Blackburn, College Football Dogs. How important is Abu Sama's success to Iowa State as a whole? Do you think he can build off last year well?
Yeah, I think when you looked at our football program over the last 8 years, when we have been able to run the ball with great success, we have been a really, really dynamic football team. And so when you ask the question, how important is Abu, and I would just say our running back room in general, the growth of that room, because it's still a really young room. You're talking about 2 true freshmen a year ago, Carson Hansen being the other one, and then you talk about Dylan Lee as a true freshman, and then we did pick up a veteran, Jalen Jackson, that came in this year. But you talk about the growth of that that room. We think it's as talented, maybe as top to bottom as what we've had at Iowa State. But to watch that room really take a huge step forward is going to be critical. When you have great balance offensively, I just heard Coach Gundy talk about it, man, you really force the defense to have to defend the entire part of the football field. And so I think really, really important for us. And again, when we've been at our best, we've been able to run the football as good as anybody.
Go to the left side, 5th row.
Yeah, I'm at Barry Trammell with the Tulsa World. I can't remember if 18 or 20 starters you conceivably could have back. How difficult is that to return that many guys in this day and age? I mean, rosters turn over so quickly, and just the novelty of having so many veterans back.
Yeah, I think it's really hard, Barry. I mean, and you face challenges, unique challenges that have been just so different from when I started, even at Iowa State, to where we are today. Is, a place like Iowa State, the only way you're really going to have success is retention and development. We just are not going to ever be the people that have the most money or the most NIL money. We're going to have to be the team that develops our players better than anybody. And, again, when we've been at our best, we've been older, and we've been able to keep our guys, and be able to get older. And so just a great credit to our coaching staff right now. I think a great credit to our senior leadership. We've got a really great locker room, and I think there's no way we would have been able to keep or retain the players in our football program and the quality of players in our football program if we didn't have a great locker room and they believing in the coaches and they believing in their teammates and themselves. So we're really fortunate for what we have.
Okay, we'll go right here, 7th row, center aisle on the left side.
Matt Domizzo, WDAY in Fargo. You've imported a couple of Bison guys. First, the addition of Tyler Roll and Eli Green. Can you give me a little bit of background on both and what their additions can mean to your football team?
Yeah, and I'll jump 1 year back. We were fortunate to bring Noah Pauley, who was your wide receiver coach, the season before. And, my history being Mount Union and certainly our lineage of success and having so much respect for the North Dakota State football program over the years, it was a great starting point when we had some job openings to start there. And, Noah really came in and did an exceptional job. I think if you look at our receiver room from where we were when he came in to where we are today, man, we're really special, and a lot of credit to Noah Pauley and what he's done in terms of the development. And then I think the same thing that I would say with Tyler. We not only bring a football coach that's got an exceptional football mind as an offensive coordinator, but you also bring into the running back room this really talented running back room, a player that was a phenomenal player at North Dakota State that understands what it means to be his best, played in the National Football League a little bit, and then to watch his coaching journey, and he didn't start right back there. He had to work his way back up from the ground up and, kind of fit the mentality of our coaching staff. And, what both of those coaches have meant to us has been nothing short of exceptional. They brought energy and they brought our same belief system. And man, how do you love, care, serve, empower our players and develop our players to be the best? And then you talk about Eli Green. We're really fortunate. Obviously, that kind of came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, a young man that had relationships on our staff. We knew a little bit about Eli from afar, but I think, just the ability for us to get a young man that, again, has played winning championship level football, a guy that's certainly his role in success within that Bison program was having tremendous success in his work ethic. It's been a great addition to our football program, so we are really grateful for all three of those guys.
Okay, we'll go on the right side, 3rd row, 2nd seat in.
Hi, Coach. Alec Bussey, 24/7. You spoke really highly of Bo Frailer in the past, calling him an anchor of your defense, of your program. You call him a warrior for your defense today. I just wanted to ask you, where does he get those character traits, and why are those so valuable for your defense?
Yeah, I think what we ask that middle safety position to do in our defense is really unique. And I think there's people that have tried to replicate our defense at times and maybe have struggled because that position, in my opinion, is the key to success. And what we asked Bo to do, man, fit the run like a true linebacker and yet have the speed and the skill to cover in the secondary. That's such a unique skill and trait. And, I think the thing that's been really rewarding to watch Bo. Bo came in here and started his career running down as like the L5 on our kickoff, which is not the easiest place to play. That's physical football, and a guy that led our team in special teams tackles as a true freshman, and really by the midpoint of the season had earned the right to be on the field on defense. And how Bo goes to work every day, what his work ethic in the weight room, what his commitment to being, an authentic leader to his teammates. I think if you'd ask all of our teammates, like the guy that's there for all of our kids, the guy that's willing to help others and willing to servant lead our football program, they'd come back and they talk about Bo. And he's not only a guy that leads by example, but he's a guy that is an unbelievable servant leader and is willing to pull others with him. And to me, I've always defined excellence and greatness by your ability to bring others up with you, and nobody has done it as great in our football program as what Bo has done for us.
All right, that'll do it. Coach, thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.